Brought to you by ExpressCare Health and Skin Center. Get in, get out, get better.
Welcome back, my friends, to Healthy Living Tuesday. Before the break, we were talking about leg cramps, and now we are tackling, and I said that word gingerly, the topic of restless leg syndrome. Dr. Jitka Lom from ExpressCare is here. Now, what exactly, Dr. Lom, is restless leg syndrome? That sounds kind of serious.
Well, it's different from leg cramps because it's basically restlessness, wiggling, needing to move your legs, being uncomfortable when they're stationary or at rest. Of course, this disturbs people's sleep because they keep wiggling. It also disturbs their bed partner's sleep. But restless leg syndrome is different from cramps because it doesn't hurt. The muscles aren't cramping. You're just wiggling. And it's involuntary. You cannot control it sometimes. It is treatable. It does go along with certain other neurological conditions. You know, it is associated with other chronic diseases, for example, diabetes and so on. But it is treatable. So if you're having the wiggling problem at nighttime, you can use some medicine to help you.
And can we differentiate for hypochondriacs like myself the difference between restless leg syndrome and just, you know, somebody being in deep REM sleep and they're just having, you know, you see that all the time in dogs. When your dog is asleep, you know, like they wiggle, you know, it may look like they're the dream effect.
Yes, and those are involuntary movements. They're like little jerks that might happen. Restless legs is more like when the person is continually moving and then they're waking themselves up and their bed partner like that. Whereas when you're in a deep sleep, it's pretty normal to have what we call myoclonic jerks, just like that, you know, briefly.
You have the dream where you're falling and all of a sudden.
Yeah, you're falling or you're being chased or any of that.
In slow motion. Different topic, we'll get to that later.
Yeah, so those don't usually typically disturb your sleep because you are in a deep sleep. So sometimes you'll catch yourself if you're dropping off into sleep and you have a jerk, you may wake up a little bit, but typically that doesn't disturb people, whereas restless leg does.
Now that's very interesting. Are there certain foods or supplements I can take to hopefully avoid restless leg syndrome if I indeed have it?
Exercise is really important. Of course, you know, weight management and then the supplements that we've already been talking about as far as the B vitamins are really very helpful for these type of conditions. Taking a B complex is really good for any type of jerking motion or movement disorder that people have. And then there are medicines to help them.
To what degree, and I guess I'll use myself as like a human, you know, human medical dummy here, you know, literally and figuratively. So if I'm lying here, does that just mean like I'm going to flex my foot, or would I actually would I flex at the knee and bring my leg all the way up?
In restless legs?
Yeah.
No, it's more like you'd be like just moving around. You wouldn't so much have jerks as you'd be just sort of moving. Yeah.
I've noticed that if you put your foot in a strange like position and everything like that, you can actually force your body will like start to like
jerk,
wiggle or something like that.
Yeah. You can also
then cramp,
and you can make that happen by hyperventilating as well, and that's a carbon dioxide effect that you have there if you build up too much of it. But anyway, so these are different things that you can create but don't want to have happen.
At a extreme level, when does this become problematic, and what are some of the, you know, side effects of that? Obviously, you know, loss of sleep, and you may wind up, you know, kneeing your partner in the back.
Yeah,
which is never good.
Mostly disturbed sleep, where people are very uncomfortable and their bed partner is uncomfortable also.
So hopefully there are no like serious like side effects.
No, it doesn't lead to anything down the road like some sort of Parkinson's or some other more severe movement disorder. It's just discomfort, and it happens at nighttime.
Okay. Well, of course you talked about taking vitamins, specifically B vitamins.
Yeah.
Is taking too much medication of a certain type, can that cause leg cramps? I've heard some people even say they feel like they've been getting gout on the balls of their feet if they're taking like the wrong vitamins.
There's a few that are very common out there. The blood pressure medicines such as the beta blockers or lisinopril, that's an ACE inhibitor, it can do that. The water pills, you know, that basically diuretic, helps you get water out of your circulation, but it also depletes your potassium oftentimes and makes you more prone to leg cramps. So if you're on a water pill, you might want to take an extra banana, like you said.
Yeah, and now we're back to the leg cramps again. So are there any exercises, like you were saying, you know, like physical activity? You talked about, you know, perhaps doing yoga or the L shape. Are there things that, you know, most people, when they're at the end of the day, they're tired, they just want to go to bed. Are there simple stretches that you can do?
Sure. You can just sort of try to sit cross-legged, bring your feet up, hug your knees together, stretch out, wiggle your toes. You know, try to, even bending down to touch your toes is a really good stretch for the back of your hamstrings, the back of your calves. And you can do that sitting down in bed with your feet out in front, bend forward and try to touch your toes. That's really, really simple. Massage the calves. Just sort of being aware of the lower half of your body and trying to stretch out those muscles. A runner's lunge would be another way that you could stretch out your calves and your feet.
That'll give you a good night's rest too, because runner's lunges is that's very taxing.
It can be.
But worthwhile. Okay,
Yeah.
and then we'll end on this. For the truly lazy out there, are there anything that we can do, like sleeping with a pillow, say like on our back or between our legs and sideways, you know, like, is there anything like that that we can do to avoid leg cramps?
I'm trying to think. The mattress is an issue, right? If people have a mattress that's extremely soft, they're going to sort of like fall into that and they won't have enough support.
The memory foam type stuff. Yeah.
So you want to have like a pretty firm mattress that will help you. Those body pillows can be helpful for propping one knee up over top or hugging the pillow like that, so that you basically get a little bit more circulation. Even doing that, you're just elevating one leg a little bit, and that'll help the blood flow.
Okay, so if you're the type of person that sleeps perpetually on their back or on their stomach, sleeping on your side may help.
Yeah, or you can even put pillows under your feet. So your feet are a little bit elevated. You know, you got head on a pillow, feet on a pillow, kind of raise them up a bit. That might help.
All right, well, thanks so much.
You're welcome.
And from the good doctor, a good night's sleep to